You don't keep falling back into sin because you're weak. You keep falling because you're still feeding what God told you to starve. The real reason you feel stuck in that cycle isn't because grace has failed, but because your appetite hasn't changed. You've cleaned the outside, but deep down, your heart still craves what your spirit knows is killing you. Proverbs 26 verse 11 says, "As a dog returns to its vomit, so fools repeat their folly," and the shocking truth is, you've mistaken conviction for deliverance. Feeling bad isn't the same as being free. You confess it, cry over it, but keep returning because secretly, you've kept the door cracked for temptation. You're not just battling the sin itself. You're battling the comfort it gave you in your loneliness, your stress, your need to feel wanted. The enemy doesn't always show up with a pitchfork. Sometimes he comes wrapped in pleasure, nostalgia, or even religion, feeding your emotions just enough to keep you bound. You pray for breakthrough but still follow the same patterns, still text that person late at night, still scroll through triggers, still isolate yourself thinking you're strong enough to resist. But sin thrives in secrecy and isolation. James 1 verses 14 to 15 says we're dragged away by our own desires, not Satan's leash, and when those desires grow, they give birth to death. You don't need a new sermon, you need a new system, one that shuts the door completely. Some of you are crying out to God for freedom but still idolizing the very thing He's trying to kill. Your deliverance isn't delayed because God is silent. It's delayed because you're double-minded, asking for purity while entertaining pollution. The hidden reason you keep slipping is because you haven't changed your surroundings. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33 warns, "Bad company corrupts good character." And if you're still surrounded by enablers, still plugged into ungodly content, still numbing yourself with fake peace, then your fall isn't a surprise, it's scheduled. And some of you are exhausted not from fighting sin, but from trying to manage it instead of crucifying it. Galatians 5 verse 24 says those who belong to Christ have crucified the flesh, not negotiated with it. You're not meant to just avoid sin, you're called to destroy its grip. And that means cutting off access, even when it hurts, even when it feels like losing a part of yourself. Because sin doesn't just ruin your walk, it rewires your identity. It steals your boldness, muzzles your prayer life, drains your joy, and replaces intimacy with shame. But here's the warning. Every time you return to that sin, it doesn't just stay the same, it goes deeper, it roots further, and the consequences get heavier. That's why God is urging you to stop playing with what He's already judged. You want restoration, but it starts with repentance. The kind that burns bridges, deletes numbers, changes habits, and uproots idols. And yes, it will cost you something. But if it costs you your peace, your purpose, and your purity to keep it, you can't afford it anyway. So here's the challenge. Stop praying for freedom you're not willing to fight for. Starve the sin. Feed your spirit. And remember, the longer you flirt with the fire, the harder it is to walk away unburned.